There is something in your home right now, an object so ordinary that you probably pass by it every single day without a second glance. A cracked mirror hanging quietly near the doorway. A faded doll forgotten on a shelf. A broken clock that stopped ticking months ago. These items seem harmless, but in truth, they are silent thieves, slowly draining the luck, peace, and health from your life without you even noticing. In ancient wisdom, especially in Feng Shui and spiritual traditions from Asia, every object in your living space carries an energy field. Some uplift, protect, and bless. Others, especially those damaged, forgotten, or tied to sorrow, create invisible blockages. These blockages trap positive energy at your doorstep, send your fortune leaking out like water through open fingers, and cloud your heart with heaviness. Maybe you've been feeling it, a strange tension in the air that no amount of cleaning seems to fix. Restless sleep at night, worries that won't settle, opportunities that slip away at the last moment. You might have wondered why, blamed stress, work, or fate. But today, I invite you to look closer. What if the cause isn't something far away or complicated? What if it's that cracked mirror reflecting your future down a crooked path? That old toy with the missing eye, holding onto the sadness of years past. That dusty, broken clock freezing time, trapping you in a cycle where progress feels impossible. In this video, we will gently uncover these hidden objects that secretly work against your luck and health. You will learn how to identify them, understand how they disrupt the flow of positive energy in your home, and most importantly, how to release them with respect so your home can breathe freely again. Look around and ask yourself one simple question. What silent object in my home have I ignored for too long? Number 1, the cracked mirror. Take a moment and picture this. You walk through your home and your eyes catch that old mirror, the one you've stopped noticing. A small crack runs through its corner, barely visible in the rush of daily life. But that crack, that tiny imperfection, is not as harmless as it seems. In Feng Shui, and in the wisdom passed through generations across Asian cultures, the mirror is not just a tool to reflect your face or your room. It is a powerful energy portal. It reflects light, energy, and intention. And when that mirror is cracked, chipped, or damaged, it no longer reflects clearly. Instead, it bends and breaks the flow of positive energy in your home. A cracked mirror creates a silent distortion, like a ripple that warps the entire pond. It doesn't just reflect your image unevenly, it reflects your life's path unevenly. The positive Kai that enters your house, the energy meant to nourish your health, your fortune, your peace, is scattered, deflected, sent back out the door, or tangled in confusion. In traditional belief, the mirror is seen as the eye of the house, what the house uses to see itself, to balance the flow of energy inside and out. When that eye is cracked, the house sees itself as broken. And little by little, that brokenness begins to seep into the lives of those who live within its walls. Perhaps you felt it already. The subtle signs, the family arguments that spark over small things and refuse to quiet. The feeling of heaviness in your heart each time you return home, as if the house itself is tired. The restless nights where your mind spins, unable to settle into sleep. The sense that no matter how hard you try, good fortune keeps slipping through your fingers. It is not superstition. It is observation born of generations watching how homes with cracked mirrors slowly lost their harmony, their luck, their health. A cracked mirror facing your front door pushes good energy out before it can even enter. A cracked mirror across from your bed keeps your mind restless at night, reflecting not peace but fractured thoughts and shadows. And here is the most important truth. You may have grown so used to seeing that crack that you've stopped seeing it at all. But the energy sees it, and it responds. What can you do? The first step is to truly look at the mirror, see it as if for the first time. Stand before it and notice, how do you feel when you look into it? Do you feel uplifted? Or does your heart sink a little, seeing your reflection cut by that line? If even a part of you feels uneasy, it's time to act. Remove the cracked mirror. Do it gently, with respect, because even damaged, it has served you. Wipe it down with water infused with grapefruit leaves, lemongrass, or a few drops of purifying essential oil. This is not just cleaning glass. This is clearing the energy it holds. As you clean, think of it as wiping away old worries, old arguments, old sadness that the mirror may have witnessed and absorbed. Then, either bury the mirror in the earth, returning it to nature, or, if that is not possible, dispose of it mindfully, wrapped in cloth with a quiet word of thanks. When you remove the cracked mirror, you create space for clarity. You allow your home to see itself whole again, and as the home's energy clears, so too will your own. You may feel the difference immediately, the air lighter, your sleep deeper, your mind calmer. And if you need a new mirror, choose one with care. Select a shape that feels harmonious, round for completeness, oval for gentle flow. Place it thoughtfully, never directly across from your bed, never facing your front door. Instead, let it reflect something beautiful, a vase of fresh flowers, a bright window, the soft glow of morning light. A mirror is not just glass, it is memory, it is intention. And when it is whole and well placed, it helps your home and your life reflect light, peace, and promise. So today, pause for a moment. Look at the mirrors in your home, truly look. Ask yourself, is this mirror helping my home's energy, or is it quietly scattering it? Because sometimes, it takes nothing more than removing a cracked mirror to change the course of your luck, your health, and your peace of mind. Number 2, paintings with cold eyes and gray tones. Pause for a moment. Think of the paintings or images on your walls, the ones you pass by every day. Have you ever truly looked at them lately? There may be a face in a frame, a pair of eyes that once seemed mysterious or elegant. But now when you catch their gaze, something feels different. Those eyes feel cold. The colors feel heavy. And somehow the room always feels a little dimmer when you're in it. This isn't imagination. In Feng Shui and spiritual traditions across Asia, visual images are not merely decoration. Every image in your home carries energy. A painting is not silent. It speaks through color, form, and expression. And when the image you choose to live with reflects sorrow, isolation, or coldness, that is exactly what it breathes into your space. Paintings with dark eyes, somber expressions, or gray, muted tones act like anchors that pull the energy of a room down. The moment you hang such an image, it begins to affect the flow of Kai, the life force that fills your home. Instead of lifting and nourishing, it weighs down, slows, and darkens the atmosphere. Think of it this way: your home is like a garden. The walls are where your eyes rest, like the sky above that garden. If the sky is bright and full of light, the garden flourishes. But if the sky is heavy, gray, and low, the garden wilts. In the same way, an image with cold eyes or bleak tones slowly dampens your inner garden, your mood, your motivation, your sense of joy. Perhaps you've noticed it already. The room with that painting is where you argue more, or where you feel tired for no reason, or where you sit and scroll on your phone, unable to focus or feel inspired. Guests may comment that the space feels heavy or closed in. And yet, the source remains hidden in plain sight, the sorrowful image on your wall. In Vietnamese tradition, the images we choose for our homes are deeply symbolic. Paintings of blooming lotuses, schools of carp, or flocks of chickens are not just pretty. They are chosen to attract abundance, harmony, and good fortune. A painting of a mountain invites stability. A river brings flow. But a painting that radiates loneliness, sadness, or coldness interrupts this natural harmony. What can you do? First, stand quietly in the room where the painting hangs. Look at it, really look. What do you feel when you meet its gaze? If the eyes seem to follow you with a chill, if the colors seem to drain the light from the room, if your heart feels a little heavier, trust that feeling. You don't have to destroy or discard the painting with anger or regret. Instead, honor it for what it taught you, that beauty is not just in form, but in the energy it brings. Take it down gently. As you remove it, wipe the wall where it hung with a soft cloth dampened with warm water and a few drops of lemongrass or grapefruit leaf essence. Imagine as you clean that you are lifting away the sorrow, making space for new light. When you choose a replacement, do so mindfully. Let it be an image that lifts your heart. Sunlight filtering through trees, gentle waves on a shore, a field of flowers, or a kind, warm face. Choose colors that breathe life into the room, soft golds, gentle greens, warm creams. Let your walls become windows to the energy you wish to invite, and notice what happens. The room will feel lighter. You will want to sit there longer, talk more kindly, breathe more deeply. Even visitors will feel it, though they may not know why. Remember, a painting is not just a picture. It is a mirror of intention. It reflects into your space what you wish to cultivate in your life. So today, take a slow walk through your home. Let your eyes truly meet the faces on your walls. Ask yourself gently, are these eyes warming my space or cooling it? Are these colors helping my heart bloom or closing it? Because sometimes the simplest act, taking down a sorrowful painting and replacing it with light, is all it takes to change the energy of a home, and with it, the energy of your life. Number 3, old heirlooms and unknown antiques. In the quiet corners of many homes, there rests an old object. A wooden statue passed down through generations. A bronze incense holder picked up at a market. A vintage clock that no longer ticks, resting silently on a shelf. We keep these things because they seem beautiful or because we believe they connect us to the past. But sometimes, what they truly hold is not beauty or memory, but grief, sorrow, or energy that no longer serves the life we are trying to build. In Feng Shui, and in the deep spiritual wisdom of many Asian cultures, every object carries an invisible imprint, an echo of the places it has been, the hands that once held it, the emotions it absorbed along the way. Unlike a new object, an heirloom or antique is heavy with history. And when that history is one of suffering, loss, or conflict, its energy does not fade with time. It lingers. It weaves itself into the space where it lives, shaping the flow of Kai in ways we may not see but often feel. Imagine this, a home where an old mirror with an unknown origin hangs quietly on the wall. From the outside, everything looks normal, but inside there is tension, a feeling of heaviness that no one can explain. The children struggle with nightmares. The parents argue more than usual. Good opportunities seem to slip away just when they're within reach. All the while, the mirror reflects the room, and perhaps the sorrows of those who once owned it, back into the space day after day. Or consider a cracked wooden statue found at an antique shop, admired for its craftsmanship, but with no knowledge of its story. Was it once part of a shrine where people came to grieve? Did it stand witness to loss, anger, or despair? When we bring such objects into our home without understanding their history, we also bring in the emotional energy they carry. In Vietnamese culture, heirlooms that are kept with love, passed down with blessing, and honored at family altars are believed to protect and nourish. But items of unknown or painful origin, those picked up at auctions, flea markets, or inherited without clear blessing, are treated with caution. Because an object can carry not just memory, but also the unresolved energy of those who came before. How can you tell if an heirloom or antique is affecting your home's energy? Begin by paying attention. When you look at the object or when you touch it, what do you feel? Do you feel warmth, gratitude, and connection? Or do you feel a subtle chill, a drain of your energy, or an unease that you cannot explain? Do certain rooms in your home, the ones where such objects rest, feel heavier, harder to breathe in, or less inviting? If the answer is yes, it may be time to act. The first step is not to judge the object as bad, but to honor it for what it is, a keeper of stories. Stories that may no longer belong in your life's chapter. Cleanse the object gently. You might light incense, passing it slowly around the item to help release the energy it holds. You might wipe it with water infused with grapefruit leaves or lemongrass, traditional plants of purification. As you do this, speak softly. Thank you for your time here. I release you with peace. Then consider the next step. Can the item be given to a temple where it may continue its journey with blessing? Can it be returned to nature, buried, or respectfully let go? What matters most is the intention. That you part with it not in anger or fear, but in gratitude, freeing both the object and your space from what no longer serves. And as you let it go, notice what happens. The room feels lighter, the air seems clearer, and you, perhaps without even realizing it, begin to feel a little freer too. So today, look again at the heirlooms and antiques in your home. Ask yourself with gentleness, is this object carrying energy that nourishes my life? Or is it quietly anchoring me to sorrows that are not mine to hold? Because sometimes, the most powerful shift in our home's energy begins with the courage to release what no longer belongs. Number 4, damaged dolls and forgotten toys. Walk through your home slowly and pause at the shelves, the cabinets, the corners where time seems to have stopped. There, perhaps hidden behind books or beneath a layer of dust, lies an old doll, its eye missing, its dress torn, its face faded by years of sunlight and neglect. Or maybe it's a stuffed animal with a loose seam, or a small figurine once loved by a child who has long since grown. We keep these objects because they remind us of sweetness, of children's laughter, of tender moments we don't want to forget. But sometimes, what they quietly hold is no longer innocence or joy. Instead, they become silent echoes of abandonment, sadness, or confusion. In Feng Shui and in the spiritual teachings of many cultures, including our own Vietnamese tradition, objects that resemble humans, dolls, figurines, toys with faces, are powerful. They are seen not just as playthings, but as forms that attract and hold energy. A doll that was once cherished, hugged close during storms or tears, absorbs the emotions of its child companion. It breathes with memory. It glows with the energy of that bond. But what happens when that bond is broken, when the doll is forgotten, damaged, left in the dark? The energy within it shifts. The form that once radiated warmth now reflects neglect. The face that once brought comfort now carries a blank, unreadable stare. And in doing so, it subtly alters the energy of the space around it. Perhaps you felt it. The room where that old toy rests feels heavier. A child who sleeps nearby has restless dreams, cries out in the night, or wakes unsettled without knowing why. Even adults may sense unease, a faint discomfort that lingers in the back of the mind whenever they pass that shelf or open that drawer. In Vietnamese folk wisdom, dolls and figures shaped like humans must be treated with care. They are not to be left damaged, because their form, so close to our own, mirrors the energy we invite into our homes. A broken doll becomes not just a forgotten toy, but a symbol of brokenness, a vessel for scattered, confused energy. What can you do? The first step is to see these objects as they are now, not as they once were. Pick up the doll, the figurine, the toy, look into its face. What do you feel? Does it bring a smile, a sense of tenderness? Or do you feel a subtle sadness, a shadow of something lost? If the latter, it is time to act not with fear or regret, but with gentleness. Wrap the toy in a clean cloth, perhaps red for protection and blessing. As you do so, speak softly. Thank you for the joy you brought. I release you with love. You may choose to bury it, returning it to the earth in a place of peace. Or, if appropriate, offer it to a temple or community that can cleanse and repurpose it. What matters most is that the release is done with intention, clearing the energy it holds, and with it, clearing the space in your home. And once the object is gone, take time to cleanse the place it rested. Wipe down the shelf or cabinet with water infused with lemongrass or grapefruit leaf. Light a stick of incense, letting the smoke reach into the corners where stagnant energy may have gathered. Then notice the change. The room breathes easier, the air feels clearer, the quiet tension lifts, children sleep more peacefully. Your own heart feels lighter, unburdened by the silent shadow that once lingered there. So today, let your eyes soften as you walk through your home. Look gently at the toys that remain. Ask yourself, do these objects still hold joy, or are they silently calling for release? Because sometimes, the deepest healing in a home begins with letting go of what no longer carries light. Number 5, broken clocks and outdated calendars. There is a strange heaviness that enters a home where time has stopped. It might not be obvious at first. You walk past that clock on the wall, the one that no longer ticks. You glance at the calendar hanging near your desk, still frozen on a month long gone. And you tell yourself, I'll fix it soon, I'll replace it later. But each day that passes, that silent clock, that outdated calendar, quietly whispers into the energy of your space. Time is stuck, progress is halted, fortune is standing still. In Feng Shui and in the heart of Vietnamese wisdom about the home, time is not just measured by numbers, it is a living force. The gentle rhythm of a clock, the turning of a calendar page, these are symbols of flow, of renewal, of life's natural movement. When these symbols stop working, it's not just about broken parts or forgotten dates. It's about energy that can no longer move freely, energy that pools and stagnates like water trapped in a cracked jar. A stopped clock is like a heart that no longer beats. The home feels it. The people within it feel it. You may notice plans that don't move forward, projects that stall without clear reason, a sense that each day blends into the next, but nothing truly changes. An outdated calendar keeps the mind fixed in the past. Instead of inviting new beginnings, it anchors your thoughts in what is already done. Without realizing it, you may find yourself revisiting old worries, replaying past failures, unable to fully open the door to what could come next. Perhaps you felt it, that strange sense that time inside your home feels different, heavier, slower, harder to navigate. You may catch yourself sighing more often, feeling stuck or losing motivation. Opportunities may seem to come close, only to drift away before they can take root. In Vietnamese tradition, the flow of time within the home is treated with care. Clocks are maintained not just to tell time, but to keep fortune moving. Calendars are updated to mark fresh cycles, reminders that each day is new, each month brings new possibilities. When these symbols are neglected, the energy of the household begins to mirror that neglect. So what can you do? Begin by noticing. Walk through your home and let your eyes rest on every clock. Does it still tick? Does it still mark the present moment, or is it frozen in a time that no longer serves you? Look at your calendars. Do they reflect this month, this year, or are they holding your mind in the past? If you find a stopped clock, take it down gently. Clean it, replace the battery if you can, or set it aside for repair. As you do so, think of it as restarting not just a machine, but the flow of energy through your home. If a clock cannot be repaired, release it respectfully, thank it for its service, and let it go. For calendars, take down the old with care. Wipe away any dust that has gathered. As you hang a new one, do so with intention. Let it be a small ceremony, a quiet promise to honor the present, to welcome the future with readiness and hope. And as you restore the symbols of time in your space, watch what shifts. You may notice your mood lighten, your motivation return. Small tasks feel easier. Big plans begin to move forward again. The invisible weight of stuck energy lifts, replaced by the gentle rhythm of life's flow returning to your home. So today, pause and ask yourself, are the clocks and calendars in my home keeping time with my life? Or have they quietly been holding me back? Because sometimes the simplest act, changing a battery, turning a page, can restart not just a clock, but the flow of luck and opportunity through your door. Number 6, a staircase directly facing the front door. Picture this, you open your front door, and the first thing that meets your eyes is a staircase, rising or falling directly ahead. It might seem like just a practical part of your home's design, but in truth, this layout quietly invites fortune to come in and rush right back out. In Feng Shui and in Vietnamese traditional thought, the front door is not just a way in and out of your house. It is the mouth of energy, the gateway through which luck, prosperity, and harmony enter your space. The energy that flows through your front door is meant to nourish your home, to settle gently and fill every room like soft morning sunlight. But when a staircase stands directly in line with that door, the energy is given no time to pause, no chance to spread. Instead, it is drawn immediately upward or downward, pulled away before it can bless the household. Like water poured into a funnel, your good fortune enters and then slips away too quickly to take root. You may not have noticed the pattern at first, the small signs. Money that comes in, only to be spent or lost as quickly as it arrived. A sense that no matter how hard you work, security stays just out of reach. Moments of harmony in the family, followed by tension that rises without clear cause. If the stairs lead upward, the energy rushes to the higher floors, leaving the main living areas, where daily life unfolds, depleted, thin, hungry for vitality. If the stairs lead downward, especially into a basement or lower level, the energy sinks, creating a heaviness that can weigh on the heart and mind of everyone in the house. It is not superstition. It is observation from generations who saw again and again how this design drains a home of its strength. So what can you do? The goal is not to block the energy completely, but to slow it. To invite it to stay, to settle, to nourish. One simple remedy is to place a soft divider between the front door and the staircase. This could be a beautiful screen, a light curtain, or a tall, lush plant. In Vietnamese homes, you will often find a small altar cabinet or a pair of protective stone lions positioned to hold and ground the energy. The purpose is the same: to give the Kai a moment to breathe before it moves deeper into the home. Another way is through light. Ensure the area between your door and stairs is well lit. Warm, gentle lighting encourages energy to linger, to soften as it enters. And consider the material of your staircase. A wooden staircase offers a grounding, welcoming energy. It slows the flow naturally, helping to balance and harmonize. In contrast, stairs made entirely of metal may speed the energy too much, creating a sense of rush and imbalance. Whatever solution you choose, do it with care. Do it with the quiet intention. Let the good that enters my home stay. Let it bless every room, every heart, every day. And then notice how the house feels, the space softens. The rush eases. The sense of chasing after stability begins to fade, replaced by a feeling that luck has finally found a place to rest. So today, stand at your front door and look ahead. Ask yourself, is my home inviting fortune to stay or quietly sending it away? Because sometimes all it takes is a small shift, a plant, a curtain, a light to change the path of energy, and with it, the flow of luck, peace, and joy through your life. Number 7, a dark living room. Imagine stepping into your living room at the end of a long day. Instead of feeling welcomed, you are met by a heavy stillness. The light seems dim, even if lamps are on. The air feels thick, the corners heavy with silence. And though you may not see it, your heart senses it. This room, the very heart of your home, has become a place where energy no longer flows, where shadows quietly gather. In Feng Shui, and deeply rooted in Vietnamese tradition, the living room is considered the lungs of the house. It is where energy breathes, where fortune settles, where harmony grows. It is the space that greets guests, nurtures family connection, and holds the vibration of daily life. And the most vital nourishment for this space is light, especially natural light. When a living room is dark, when it is denied sunlight or kept in constant shade, the life force within it weakens. The balance of yin and yang tips too far toward yin, the energy of stillness, of cold, of retreat. Without the warmth and movement of yang energy brought by natural light, the space becomes heavy, sluggish, and stagnant. You may have already felt its effects without knowing why. The living room that feels uninspiring, where conversations fade, where no one chooses to linger. The family that gathers less often. The subtle decline in mood, the rise of fatigue, the feeling that your home is not lifting you up but weighing you down. Light in our homes does more than brighten walls. It stirs the air. It awakens positive kai. In Vietnamese culture, homes are designed to invite light through open courtyards, wide windows, or high ceilings that let the sun touch every surface. Light is seen as the carrier of blessings, the cleanser of unseen heaviness, the guide that leads good fortune to your door. So what can you do if your living room is dark? The first step is to welcome the light in whatever way you can. Open the curtains fully during the day, not just part way. Pull back blinds, clean windows so that nothing dims the sunshine that seeks to enter. If natural light is limited, as it sometimes must be, choose warm, full lighting to fill the space. Avoid harsh, cold bulbs that mimic the energy of a cloudy day. Instead, create a glow that mimics dawn or dusk, gentle, golden, soothing. Another powerful tool is the use of mirrors. Place them thoughtfully to catch and amplify what little natural light the room does receive. Let them reflect brightness into the corners where shadows tend to linger. But remember, the mirrors must be whole, clean, and positioned to reflect light, not clutter. And finally, invite the living energy of plants into the room. Even a single healthy, vibrant plant can stir the kai, can soften the heaviness, can bring a sense of life where before there was only weight. As you make these changes, do so with intention. As you open a curtain, think, I invite light to fill this space. I invite joy to return. I invite fortune to stay. And then watch what happens. The room will feel different. Conversations will flow more easily. You may find yourself drawn to sit there, to rest there, to live there. The living room will begin to breathe again, and with it, so will you. So today, pause at the threshold of your living room. Look with soft eyes. Ask yourself, does this room welcome the light, or has it quietly shut the door on fortune's warmth? Because sometimes all it takes is letting the light in to change the energy of a room, and with it, the energy of your life. At the end of this gentle journey through your home, I invite you now to pause, to stand in the quiet of your space, the space that has held your joys, your worries, your dreams, and your silences. Let your gaze soften, let your breath slow, and listen not with your ears, but with your heart. Your home has always been speaking to you, through the cracked mirror that distorted not only your reflection, but perhaps your path, through the painting whose eyes carried a sadness you could never name, through the silent clock, the forgotten doll, the darkened room. Each object, each corner, each choice has been part of a quiet conversation between the walls and your spirit. A conversation about what you are ready to release, what you are ready to welcome, and what parts of your own story you are finally ready to heal. It is easy, in the rush of daily life, to forget that a home is more than walls and furniture. It is a living mirror of your inner world. The spaces you neglect are often the spaces within that long for care. The light you invite in is the same light that stirs your courage, your hope, your gentleness. So stand now in that space, the space you call home, and ask yourself, where has my home become heavy because my heart has been heavy? Where has my home grown dim because my own light has dimmed? And where, quietly waiting, is the door I have forgotten to open, the window I have forgotten to unlock? No object is too small to matter. No gesture too simple to change the flow. Sometimes it is the act of removing a cracked mirror, of turning a calendar's page, of wiping the dust from an old shelf, that becomes the first step in healing not just a house, but a heart. Let your home breathe again. Let it become a space where energy flows freely, where light finds every corner, where each item that remains is chosen with love, held with gratitude, and placed with care. And as you do, you may notice something gentle and profound. As your home clears, so too does your spirit. As the heaviness lifts from your rooms, it lifts from your shoulders. As the light enters, so does peace. So today, as the sun sets and the quiet of evening fills your space, I leave you with a single question to hold in your heart. When was the last time you truly looked at your home and saw in it the reflection of your own soul? Let that question guide you, softly, patiently, as you begin the tender work of renewal.